Hi everyone, welcome to another video for my channel. Okay, this week's video is why are we addicted to toxic men? People or relationships. But mainly I want to talk about why women feel that they seem to attract and fall in love with, well, douchebags, I guess you could say, or guys that are basically abusing them, mistreating them, and making them feel like crap. Why are we drawn to these people? Why do we end up in these committed sort of relationships which are destroying us and our happiness, and we find it so hard to break free of? It's all very easy for people on the outside to say, well, why don't you just leave the idiot? Or why are you dating that guy? Or why don't you date this guy instead? But we seem to create these patterns over and over again in our life where we're constantly attracted to and are attracting at the same time the wrong sort of toxic people and dates and relationships into our life. So why does this happen? Well, I believe it's for a few reasons. Number one is this: you believe that you are unlovable. Now, what I mean by this is that you are going to start to date men who are going to treat you like crap purely because you don't feel like you deserve better. In essence, when you believe that you are unlovable, it also means that you have forgotten your value and your worth. For therefore, you aren't strong enough to be able to set these boundaries and having certain standards purely because you don't think that you're worth that. You don't think that you are worthy enough to be loved in a healthy, fulfilling, and wonderful way. So you will go and date people who mistreat you and commit your heart to them because you simply don't think that you should deserve more, which is an absolute lie, because you deserve the best, regardless of who you are, regardless of what you've done in the past or where you are now in the present, or even what's going to happen in the future. You are worthy of love. Number two is this: we want to fix them. We want to date these guys because we believe that we can help transform them into someone amazing. And so we get caught up in wanting to love and date who you want them to be rather than who they actually are. Now, this is a really big problem because we can't change people, and it's not our job to change people. It's our job to love people, but it's also our number one job first to love ourselves. And again, this brings me back to point one: knowing that you are worthy, knowing what your value is, and making sure that you don't settle for less. Now, trying to fix men is just something that really isn't going to bring a lot of satisfaction and a lot of fulfillment to you or your relationship, because you're constantly working on them and constantly trying to overcompensate for who they are and who you want them to be, which is draining. It's emotionally exhausting, and most of the time we don't actually see any of the results because we can't control someone. It is up to them to want to change. So if you are dating someone purely to try and fix them or help them, then you're setting yourself up for failure. It's not to say that you don't have good intentions, which I'm sure you do, and it's not to say that you won't impact their life, because I'm sure you will, especially if you're someone who's overly giving and caring. You just need to understand that there needs to be certain boundaries and that you can't control everything and everyone, and that's okay. Try and date people who are already at the same level as you. Try and date someone and fall in love and commit your heart to someone who you don't have to fix. A person who can actually be like this with you and give equal take and give. That'll give you a much healthier relationship. And number three, we are desperate to be with someone. We think any sort of relationship is better than no relationship. And our state of loneliness or desperation or lack or despair and even unhappiness gets the better of us. And it makes us try and find love with someone who isn't able to give it to us in a healthy and right way. This is the point where you really need to start to learn to date yourself and learn to be happy without a partner. Trying to find love and someone else to fill that lack in your life, which you can only give yourself, will not give you the fulfillment that you need. When you learn to be fulfilled outside of a relationship, you give your next relationship a better chance of being fulfilling. Someone isn't able to be the sole reason for our happiness. We can't put that pressure on them for starters, because they won't be able to do that. And secondly, it's up to us to learn to be happy and whole within ourselves. Yes, relationships definitely contribute to our happiness and really add to the overall picture, but we need to learn to be happy without a partner. And if you are lonely, may I suggest getting out there, enlarging your social circle, and trying to find connections outside of a romantic one. Also, do something that keeps you active, keeps you busy, and makes you think and feel your life with things that make you feel that you're actually doing something and still getting somewhere, whether it's a hobby, whether it's learning something new. Keep your world busy, because you don't want to think that your world is just in one person, because it can't be. People change, situations change, and that's why we need to learn to make us the reason and the stable rock on which we build our happiness on. Well, there you go. There's just a few quick reasons why I think we're attracted to toxic people and attracted to toxic men and relationships. Now, of course, I have loads more on my blog, and over time, I'll be getting more into depth as well. So, number one, just remember your worth and your value. You are worthy of so much more than the crap you have received, or maybe the crappy relationship you're in right now. So set some standards. A woman finds her strength when she realizes her true value. I'll see you next time. Bye.